me go ahead. All right. So welcome, sisters, to 4 Keys to Earn Six Figures or More with your online course. And most of you know me. I'm Jessica Hadari, and I'm passionate about women engaging in radical self-care and growing their businesses in relaxed, feminine ways. I've been a business coach for 15 years, and I've also been creating events and workshops and community for 20 years. In my 30s, I'm in my mid 40s. In my 30s, I was guided through chronic illness, about a decade of chronic illness, to unlearn old stressful business strategies that I'd been taught and deeply nourish myself with community, with collaboration, and creating a business designed around resting and receiving. So now I do have a business in the six figures. I work only part-time, and I adore my clients who are all women, coaches, authors, therapists, priestesses, healers, workshop leaders. And I truly am lifted higher every day as I witness my clients lift each other higher. And during our class, I'm going to go ahead and do some screen sharing here and there. And so bear with me for a sec, because sometimes it takes me a moment to find my bearings. There we go. All right, so I will name, this is just my little brag, but really it's not me, it was really my clients. That during the pandemic, many of my clients celebrated earning $10,000, $20,000, even $50,000 and $100,000 with their new courses and programs. So I'm very passionate about women coming together, linking arms, moving forward together, because what we can create when we come together is far greater than what we can create alone. So I want you to go ahead and let me bring the chat back. I want you to go ahead and type into the chat, what course topic would you like to teach, or that you may already be teaching? You may have already created a course. So go ahead and type into the chat, just share a little bit about your genius. What course would you like to teach or are already teaching? Beautiful. And while you're, I can see women are typing. While you're typing, I'm just going to take a moment to talk about what we're going to cover today. So we're going to cover the 4 ingredients that wealthy women course creators include that guarantee that their online courses earn money, earn 6 figures, 7 figures. I'm going to cover the #1 top way that the pros fill their courses that you can start implementing immediately. This also works for selling your packages, selling your retreats. I'm going to talk about a couple of misconceptions, mistakes that get in the way of creating a prosperous course. And I'll also just talk brief, kind of touch on how you can create your course very quickly and easily. And we'll go into some skills along the way that you need to have in place to successfully and restfully launch. And I'll also give you my recommendations for course platforms. And we'll open it up for Q&A at the end. And I'm also going to give you an opportunity to join my Rise Sisterhood to support you to create and launch your course, because summer is a great time to just be in that creative space and create your online course. And fall is a great time to launch and sell your online course. So let me just acknowledge the chat. Let's see, we've got lots of shares, just incredible wisdom. Look at this. I want you to take a moment to really kind of scroll through the chat. Beautiful. Work with couples. Several women working with sensuality, sacred sexuality, divine feminine, reclaiming your wild, intuitive knowing, creativity, confidence, transcending. Beautiful. Inner child work. A lot of women are doing work in the arena of sexuality and sensuality. I really love that. Womb clearing. That's so interesting. There's this collective, I think, real need and hunger for the healing that you're doing. Beautiful. Women's work, women's leadership. Beautiful. Fantastic. Wonderful. Yeah, I really wanted to just kind of start today feeling inspired, and wow, so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. So we're going to take a moment. I'm going to actually have you stand, and I want you to take a moment to stand if you can. You have two choices. You can stand because we're going to take a little power pose. If you can't stand or you just kind of want to luxuriate like a goddess, then I would say then recline. So we're either going to come into a power pose or you're going to find a way to relax your body completely. And we're just going to do a very brief little activation here. So I'm going to stand as well. And let's see, get my, oh, you got my little cleavage shot there. All right, so let's take a moment to stand and take a power pose or fully recline. And I want you to imagine, close your eyes if you can, or just soften your gaze. Find your breath. And I want you to imagine you're living this beautiful, fabulous life. You have built a beautiful audience. You've grown your list. You've created community around your teachings. You've designed your business to serve even deeper, and yet it allows for plenty of downtime and rest and travel. Your teachings reach many. Your teachings reach even internationally. Just taking a breath. You're able to make sizable donations to organizations you care about and act as a vessel for wealth that gives back. You enjoy multiple streams of income. You have spaciousness to pursue your creative desires and projects, and you feel taken care of by your business. Just breathing that in. And take a moment to just share in the chat, how did that land in your body? It was very brief, just touching in. How did that land in your body? You can go ahead and sit back down. If you're standing, if you're reclining, you can kind of ease into a comfortable position. How did that land in your body? Beautiful. Opening to philanthropy, deep comfort, calm and peaceful, very aligned, receiving, beautiful. Okay, great, wonderful. Yeah, I want you to carry that feeling with you. I'm going to give a lot of information, so take good notes in your journal. And I will open it up for Q&A a little bit later, but stay connected to that feeling, that beautiful future. So I'm going to talk about the 4 ingredients. We're just going to dive right in. And I'm going to talk about the 4 ingredients to, hold on, I'm so sorry, I'm dancing with technology. What is happening? Okay. The 4 ingredients that wealthy course creators include that guarantee income. So here we go. I'm going to do a little screen share for a moment here. So for 15 years, I have partnered with and learned from many multiple 6-figure influencers and millionaires in the world of heart-centered entrepreneurship. Charlotte Jacobs, Melissa Seaman, Penelope Jane Smith, Brianna Kavanaugh, Maren Bach Antonsen, Marissa Murgatroyd, Sage, Eva, Jen, Tanya Peluso, Laura Cornell. These women are dear sisters and colleagues and mentors. So today, I'm not only going to share with you my wisdom as a business coach with 15 years experience, but also the wisdom that I've learned from these inspiring women light leaders. So let me go ahead and come out of screen share. And if you can mute yourself, I hear a little bit of noise. It is hard for me to manage the mute all the time. So just make sure that you're muted. Okay, beautiful. So the 4 ingredients that wealthy course creators include that guarantee their income, key number 1 is that your course is easy to follow. I'll define what that means, is easy to follow. I'll put this in the chat. And ideally, it's also paired with community. I just put that in the chat. So let me talk about 2 misconceptions. One misconception 1, is that you sell your course a la carte or as self-study only. So rather than selling your course like as a one-off thing or as self-study where people go and learn by themselves, consider building ongoing community around your course, something like a membership or a group program. People can still learn at their own pace as if it was self-study, but they can feel the support of the community as they learn and grow. And it actually allows you, weaving a membership or a group program around your course allows you to earn more income with your course. So let me inspire you with an example. Let me actually define this. So I'm gonna share with you. Oh my goodness, what is happening? How do I do? Oh, here we go. Share screen. I'm going to be very human today and dance with technology in a very human way. So thank you for being understanding while I fumble. All right, so here's an example. So this is Lara. Lara is just she's so inspiring. She's an author. She is a manifestation through writing guide. She works with people around journaling. I mean, she does work that is very kind of intangible, but very powerful. So when I first met her, she had a course, but it was really like kind of like a 6-week offering. It had like 6 modules and you move through the course, and she found herself having to sell it over and over again. And she was kind of getting to that point where she was worried that her audience was getting tired of hearing about it. It's like, okay, in order to make money with this course, I constantly have to promote it and sell it, promote it and sell it. And so I suggest that she enfold the course into an affordable membership. And instead of having people pay in a chunk, she was charging $600. I was like, well, why don't you just have them pay each month, like a little bit each month instead? So instead of students paying it once and then going on their way, now they still get the course, but they also get community. She gets to show up a couple times a month to lead and connect with them. They get to know her better, and therefore they also became more inclined to hire her for her bigger package because she was creating intimacy along the way. And so basically the way that she did this is she hosted a manifestation through journaling workshop. And towards the end, she invited people into her manifestation through journaling membership, which used to be an a la carte course, right? And at first she attracted 20 people, which is great because then she's making $2,000 recurring income every month rather than $600 here, $600 there. A month later, she was able to repeat this. Another 20 women came into her course. So now she's earning $4,000 a month, every month, recurring. And then she's like, okay, this is working. I can rinse and repeat this and attract more people into my course. And so she then raised the monthly fee. It was $100 a month. She raised it to $150 a month, still affordable, and more people joined. And so eventually she's earning $9,000 every month in addition to her one-on-one income. So she was able to take this a la carte course and weave it into an ongoing membership to offer it affordably for $100 a month, and then $150, still affordable, but yet actually earn much more, and kind of settle into a cadence where she really only needed to onboard new members like once a season, right? Versus constantly hustling to try to make sales. So the second misconception is that perfection or complication equals value. I'll put this into the chat as well. In a moment, I'll do a little recap. I'll put everything in the chat. So perfection or complication equals value. So I've seen women take years hemming and hawing over the content of their someday future course. I have been guilty of that myself. So perfection is the fastest path to stagnation. And the truth is you can actually create your course content very quickly and easily. The key is to simplify, simplify, simplify. I think that many healers, out of the goodness of their heart and the vastness of their wisdom, create courses that are just too long and complicated. So 2 simple steps to quickly create a course that's helpful, that's easy to follow, that doesn't overwhelm your students is this. I'm going to put this right in the chat for you. To map out your course, map out your course modules, like the table of contents of a book. So imagine that your course is a book. Map it out. What are the chapters? What are the chapters of that book? That's it. That's a skeleton. And then all you're going to do is kind of fill in those chapters, those modules, with micro lessons that inspire micro actions. You want to make sure that your students take a little micro action at the end of each lesson. Okay, so simplify, 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 so you don't cause overwhelm for your students. I'm happy to answer more questions about this at the end, but I am going to move on. So moving here. So key one that we just talked about was create a course that's easy to follow, right? Ideally pair your course with community, like a group program or a membership, okay? So then how do you get your course out there? How do we get it out there? So key two, put this in the chat, key two is that you do need an aligned following. And if you don't have an aligned following, I'm going to give you a powerful workaround. So an aligned following that feels connected to you, and ideally aligned following that consistently takes action, right? They're connected, they're aligned. So later I'm going to give you some amazing recommendations of top rated course platforms to host your course. Kajabi and Teachable are two of the most well-known course platforms. Here's what happens when you sign up for Kajabi or Teachable. One of the first lessons that they give to you is how important it is to grow your email list. Not your Instagram following, not your Facebook group, how important it is to grow your email list. Because Kajabi and Teachable, they have years of data showing that the most successfully selling courses were sold by course creators with alive and aligned email lists. So your aligned following needs to include a thriving email list, brimming with people who sign up, who take action. Wealthy women course leaders have thriving email lists. Aside from their social media presence, they have thriving email lists. Write that down. So the people on your email list are people who've already said yes. Yes, I want to be here. Yes, I want to hear about you. Yes, I want to hear about your events, your offerings. I've signed up for something in the past, and I'm probably going to sign up for something again. I'm listening. So your email list allows you to rest and receive signups and registrations without a lot of effort. You click send and get signups. You click send and get signups. Okay. So let me just do a little recap. I know I'm kind of breezing through. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Here's everything we've covered so far. Sorry, got a little jumbled in the chat there, but I want you to type what's resonating. What can you take one step towards? We talked about creating a course that's simple, easy to follow. We talked about potentially weaving it in with a membership or a group program. We talked about simplifying, right? Not too complicated, not too many moving parts. We talked about having a aligned following, and as part of that, an email list. So go ahead and just name in the chat, what can you take one step towards? Or what can you, maybe you already have all these aspects woven in, what can you elevate or massage? What's resonating? Beautiful. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Heard from a couple women. I'm going to take a little sip of water while the chat populates. Thank you so much for sharing. Beautiful email list. Yep. Okay, great. That's a big one. Membership. Beautiful. Simplify. No, membership. You can create a membership practically for free. Message me. Remind me at the end. I'll give you a resource because I recently taught a class about this. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. All right, so let's take a moment to take a breath. Let's take a breath. Ah. Okay. So there's another part to your aligned following. Part 2, your aligned following also needs to include a supportive circle of power partners. Just put that in the chat for you. Let me go ahead and screen share again. Get back to my notes here. Oh, you already saw that. Okay. So I flashed this earlier. So all of these women that I personally know, all of these women massively grew their businesses through collaboration. Anytime these women are birthing something new or getting their courses or programs out into the world, they take the time to gather a supportive circle of power partners, sometimes called launch partners, to help spread the word. So a supportive circle of power partners is the hidden business practice that all heart-centered yet wealthy women entrepreneurs do that guarantee their income, even their 6 or 7 figure income. So I'll put that in the chat. Let me come out of screen share and put that in the chat because I want you to have that. That's just straight from my notes right there. Oops, did I do it? There we go. Yeah, just put that in the chat for you. You can copy and paste that. So a marketing practice that inspires people to want to sign up with you, to buy from you and hire you, is being recommended by another trusted leader. This is where we tap into the power of cross promotion as a vessel for creating immediate trust and intimacy. So for example, another trusted colleague says to her audience, hey, come check out Soraya's workshop, right? It's going to be awesome. You're going to learn this, like, it's going to be incredible. Come, like, here's the link to sign up. Or, hey, come to Harriet's workshop. She's going to teach this. It's going to be incredible. She's just such a wonderful facilitator. Your message lands better, deeper, even more helpful when there's already an emotional connection. And that emotional connection can be made really powerfully when another trusted person says to her audience that trusts her, hey, come check this out. Come to this workshop, buy this course, join this membership, buy this book, okay? So let me inspire you with a couple more examples. So I'm going to talk about, give a little finger wiggle if you have a book in you, but you haven't yet published or launched your book. Little finger wiggle if you have a book in you that you want to birth someday. Beautiful. And if you've already written a book, feel free to wiggle your fingers as well. Okay, perfect. There's so many just beautiful writers and so much wisdom in this community. So many of these women who, well, okay, so many of the women in my Rise Sisterhood, in my community, are authors. These women are part of Rise. And I highlight them because every woman author I know who got to the bestseller list, in fact, Lisa Marie, who's here on the call with us, just got to bestseller status last week. So yay, big hearts and fingers for Lisa Marie. Every woman author I know who got to the bestseller list had a book launch circle, which is basically just means she had a supportive circle of power partners who promoted her book. They said, hey, check out Lisa Marie's transformative book, and her book, Palace of Light, is an incredible transformative book. And then that book gets seen by thousands of people who would not have otherwise known about it because she's got a whole team of women, of cheerleaders saying, check out Lisa's book, check out Lisa's book, sharing it with their audiences. So all of these women achieved bestseller status because they took the time to network, to heart connect, and to gather a supportive circle of power partners, sometimes called launch partners, to help spread the word. Penelope Jane Smith is a dear sister of mine. We live close to each other. I hang out with her and her kiddos. She took the time to network and heart connect and gather a supportive circle of power partners. We helped spread the word for her 3-day online training. And I really stand by her work. I'm happy to promote her. Our audiences are 100% aligned. She's spiritually oriented. Over 100 people attended her workshop. And during her workshop, she told them about her group program, which included the curriculum of her course, right? The modules of her course. And she enjoyed $250,000 in new client signups from that one 3-day workshop. So gathering a supportive circle of power partners that love you, that you love, right, should be one of the most fulfilling and joyous parts of running a business. You get to surround yourself with colleagues that you love. You get to rest and receive signups and sales without hustling. So women who take the time to craft loving, truly reciprocal, collaborative business relationships are the women in the community who are experiencing notable and lasting prosperity in their businesses, okay? So key number 2 was you need an aligned following, right? So that you have people to invite into your course, right? You need people to invite in. Key number three, I'll put this right in our chat here. Key number 3 is you need a clear message that's actually attracting signups and sales. So I want you all to have a clear magnetic message that resonates. The way you talk about your course needs to feel magnetic, clear, powerful, so that people immediately understand the value of what you have to offer, and your messaging is attracting signups and clients and sales. So 2 pieces of your messaging that you need to have dialed in to sell your course successfully. Number 1, you need an irresistible offer. Sometimes this is called a call to action. Just put that in the chat. You also need a magnetic landing page. Okay, so let's talk about the irresistible offer. So an offer is the invitation that you make that invites people to join your online course. And there's kind of an art to inviting people into your world to make your online course just feel like a natural next step. But you need to have your offer dialed in, where you're actually inspiring signups and sales. Okay. Now there's 2 different kinds of offers. There's an offer where you tell them about your course, but then you invite them to just have a free consult call with you to just have the extra layer of intimacy and connection. This works really well if your course is higher ticket. If it's a higher ticket course, you're charging more for it, like $1,000 or more. This can be helpful. The second kind of offer is where you're in your workshop or you're out in the world and you're just inviting people to like sign up right then and there, register right then and there. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of exactly how that works. And many of you are already doing this in your business, but let me go ahead and inspire you with a newbie. So I've been kind of highlighting these queens. This is a woman who had an emerging business. Stephanie, she's a wellness practitioner and a grief specialist. So she created a little workshop. It was very small and intimate. There were just 20 people at her workshop, but it was a great way to just create intimacy. She didn't do any selling, but she made her irresistible offer. She invited people to take the next step. And in order to kind of find out more, all they had to do is just book a one-on-one consult with her. She's very heart-centered. This was not about pushing or selling. It was really just making sure there was time to answer questions, etc. And a few people signed up and they ended up joining her program. And she ended up earning $10,000 as a new entrepreneur, making her offer in that one tiny intimate workshop. Some of you may know Maren Bach Antonsen. She's also a dear sister. I've known her for 25 years. I love her business model because it's very simple. In fact, write this down if you're looking to simplify your business model. So every month she leads an activation, a spiritual activation. During that activation, she makes her irresistible offer. She invites women to step into her women's circle. And it's super easy, yes. It's a very affordable women's circle, but she has them just join right then and there. And so over the course of the year, she's leading these activations. She has these women's circles running, right? She's creating intimacy and trust. And then once a year, she opens up her deep dive mystery school, which is a priestess initiation. And she fills it like that. It's so easy to fill because through her women's circle, she's got a pool of women who already feel connected to her, who've already experienced her through her activations and circles. And she's got a business that's well into 6 figures with this very restful model. So even the most established, experienced business owners work to evolve and elevate their irresistible offer, right? Their call to action. You never outgrow this part of your business because you are always evolving. Your work is always evolving and deepening, and therefore your invitation has to evolve. So a tip to make your offer irresistible. How do you make your offer irresistible? You practice your offer until it's embodied. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. Practice your offer until it is embodied. The women in my Rise Sisterhood community practice their offers in circle with each other. We get together in small, what I call Queen's Council circles, to give each other loving feedback. And it's so inspiring to watch women practice watch a woman practice her offer. There's like this green light that happens when all of the women in the circle just kind of lean in. It's like this ooh, that's like ooh ah factor, and it's an indication that that woman's offer is irresistible and clear and will be well received by her audience as well. So your offer is the number one key to enrolling dozens or even hundreds of people every year into your online course. So if your offers are falling flat, right? If you're inviting people to sign up with you and you're just not getting the signups that you desire, probably the linchpin is your offer. Okay. Has this been helpful for you so far? We have more to go, but just wanting to kind of check in, engage, type yes in the chat if this has been helpful. Okay, beautiful. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, good. Okay, wonderful. And I will open it up for Q&A at the very end. You're also always welcome to just contact me personally, message me through Facebook. Some of you have my cell number. So if you have questions that we're not able to get to, I'm always happy to be available for that. So let's take a moment to take a breath. Okay. So we talked about the second piece of messaging that you need to have dialed in to sell your course is a magnetic landing page, So this is the info page that describes your course and inspires members to sign up, right? To join right then and there. So both the landing page and the offer are often the place where women healers kind of drop the ball, right? They don't take time to get feedback until their messaging is crystal clear, right? They kind of rush to put their online course out into the world before the offer and the landing page are dialed in. And then they kind of wonder why no one's signing up. So the secret to guarantee that your course will resonate is to make sure that your landing page and your offer get feedback, right? It's just a total game changer. I know I've already talked about this, but it's a total game changer when you've had 5, 10, 15 other wise women who take the time to look at your new landing page, right? Or to look at an important email that you're about to send or a social media post that you want to share, and to give you exact and loving feedback like, ooh, I really resonate with this part. And ooh, I got goosebumps when you said this, or make sure to be a little bit more clear about this part. You know, don't just throw spaghetti against the wall and kind of hope that it sticks, okay? So let's go ahead and I'm just going to recap what we covered in the last few minutes. We did a recap before about the first part of what I taught. This is kind of the second piece, and I've got one more little juicy tidbit to get into. So here's a recap I just put in the chat. Type into the chat what's resonating, what can you take one step towards. We talked about the key two a little bit more, the aligned following. In this case, we talked about having a supportive circle of power partners. All right, we also talked about having a clear message, and two important parts of that clear message are your irresistible offer and your magnetic landing page. So go ahead and type into the chat if you are, let's see. Okay, interesting. I just saw something. I feel super lost on how to make a first step. So my takeaway is mastermind, mastermind, mastermind. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so I would say your first step, I'll just break this down. I would say if you have a course and you haven't created it yet, first of all, just make sure it's super simple. And consider, you don't have to, there's no shoulds or supposed tos, but consider, instead of selling it a la carte, consider weaving it into some kind of group offering. If that feels too overwhelming, just create the course and create it really simply. And I typed into the chat exactly how to do that, right? Map it out like the modules of a book or the chapters of a book, and then really simple lessons. And then you just want to, ideally, we'll talk about, well, actually, we're about to talk about the first step, which is to create a client attracting event. And we'll talk about why. You can then sell your course anytime you're out in the world teaching. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So that's really it. One of the examples I gave, I'm kind of responding to Anya's post because she's like, I feel confused. So thank you so much, because that helps me know where I can clarify. One super simple example I gave was Maren Bach Antonsen, right? Where I talked about, let me share her screen again, that the simplicity of her business is she just teaches a workshop every month or so. She uses that workshop to invite women into her, it's actually a women's circle, right? But essentially it is a course. She's taking them through curriculum. She's taking them through teachings, right? She calls it a women's circle. And that's it. And she just kind of does that throughout the year. More women join, more women join. And then it's very easy for her to sell her high ticket offerings because she already has a community of women who feel very connected to her. So that's really it. Teaching workshops, offering her course. In her case, she calls it her women's circle. That's really, really that simple. So yeah, I'm not a fan of like complicated funnels and all the there's so many shiny objects out in the business world. Like chase this and do this and spend 10 hours behind your computer. It's like, no, just rest and receive. Team up with a group of power partners to like help you fill your course or help you fill your workshop, which is what we're going to talk about in a moment. So thank you so much for messages. There were a few women who chimed in, who named the next steps that they are wanting to take in this recap. Beautiful. Love the simplicity. Wonderful. Okay, fantastic. So the fourth key, this is the final little piece, is client attracting events. I gave you a sneak peek a moment ago when I was talking to Anya. Client attracting events. Let me just build a case for this. So most of you are already teaching. That's why you want to create a course, probably. So one of the top ways that wealthy light workers fill their courses is they sell them directly from workshops, from webinars. This is all about attracting people into journeys with you where your course just feels like a natural next step, right? A workshop is a wonderful way to create intimacy, right? They get to feel your energy. And so the other piece of that is, creating a course is a wonderful move if you already love to teach or facilitate. You are probably already out there with your workshops, whether your workshops are attracting clients yet or not, then the linchpin is probably your offer. But let me go ahead and inspire you and give you a little example. I'm also realizing I need to plug my computer in real quick. So let me just grab that here. So I'm going to give you a little example. Let me just spell it out to you. I'm going to give you an example of a millionaire mentor. I love this woman, and I'm going to tell you exactly how. It's super simple, how she built her $1 million empire with her course. So first of all, Danielle Leslie, I love her. I love her energy. She's just very positive. And she loves to teach. So she hosts webinars. And what she does is she has like a whole army of power partners sending people to her webinars. Like women love her, colleagues love her, even other clients, right? They're like, come to this workshop, it's amazing. And during the workshop, she tells the registrants, hey, before the workshop, she tells the registrants, hey, when you attend my workshop, I'm going to give you 30% off of my course, right? Just for attending, I'm going to give you this huge discount. So she teaches some great stuff. It's truly helpful. She shares inspiration stories to paint a picture of what's possible. And she makes her irresistible offer, right? Her call to action. She tells the attendees about her course and invites the attendees to book a consult with her team. So she doesn't do any selling. She just says, hey, here's my course. If you're interested, book a consult with my team. In your business, you could just have people book a consult with you. And she made $10 million in 4 years with this, just teaching a workshop, offering her course. And that's really it. So let me go ahead and just name real quick. Earlier I was talking about having a supportive circle of power partners. If you're not getting the number of workshop attendees that you want, having a supportive circle of power partners is the missing key, right? If you don't yet have an email list or a following, right? You have an emerging business, you don't really have a following. Having a supportive circle of power partners, sisters, is the key, right? If you're trying to get attendees to your workshop or fill your course by posting all over Facebook and paying for ads, a supportive circle of power partners is the antidote. So my final little inspiration here is all of these women attracted over 100 attendees to their workshops just in the last couple of years. This is all recent. While they were part of my community, right? These are Rise Sisterhood sisters. And the community is all about women lifting each other higher and allowing yourself to be lifted higher. These women took the time to heart connect and to gather a supportive circle of power partners to help them spread the word. So be sure to weave in client attracting workshops into your business calendar, because they are such a powerful way to sell your course, to sell your package, to sell your program, to sell your high ticket retreat, to sell your membership. What I love about this is it's relational and restful. It allows you to emotionally connect, to create an environment of trust and intimacy, and have fun showing up, being in your genius with your teachings to make your offer and receive signups. Okay. Has this been helpful for you? Type yes in the chat if this has been helpful for you so far. Beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I'm going to open it up for Q&A real quick here. Beautiful. Okay, great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're going to do just a quickie little recap. And I want you to keep sharing in the chat. In a moment, we'll open it up for Q&A, but here we go. So I just want you to type into you may not be able to find the chat while we're screen sharing, so you can write this down in your journal if you need to. Well, just notice where you might need to grow. This is kind of a recap of everything, the main points of everything we covered. Do you need to craft a clear message, right? Is your marketing message attracting aligned dream clients? Are people signing up and taking action? Do you need to get loving feedback to know that your offer is irresistible and your landing page is magnetic and will resonate? Do you maybe need to grow your aligned following? Do you have a thriving email list? Do you have a supportive circle of power partners, right? People who have said yes to you, and an audience that's already inclined to buy from you, right? Power partners, as we talked about, the key to reaching thousands of new people. through collaboration with people who are excited to promote you. Have you created your course? Do you need to create your course? Some of you already have, some of you haven't. So just, is this like one of your next steps is to just create your course? And are you creating workshops? And if you are creating workshops, are you wanting to more abundantly fill your workshops? So just noticing what's the next piece of any of these that you need to elevate. And you can go ahead and plop those in the chat. Clear message, grow your following, create your course, create or abundantly fill your workshops. Go ahead and type into the chat where you need to grow. Beautiful. Wonderful. Great, I'm gonna answer. Oh, fantastic, great. I can give you a resource around that, Ariel. Wonderful. And then Sandra, I'm happy to answer your question about the landing page. We've all seen a landing page, right? Where you've received an email or you're on Facebook and someone's like, hey, check out my whatever, my product or my course or my program. And you're kind of taken to a web page that just tells you about that. That's a landing page. Yeah, so that just needs to be super clear and crisp and get feedback on it so that people are actually like clicking that button and signing up. Okay, great, awesome. Thank you so much. Women are sharing where they need to grow. Great your following, Circle of Power Partners, Irresistible Offer. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm about to open it up for Q&A. So bear with me for 1 second. Let me just get my notes ready. In a moment, we're going to open it up for Q&A. And you can ask me your questions. And I always stay on a little after as well. We're slated to go for another 15 minutes. But I always stay on for a little extra time. So, and again, you're also welcome to just direct message me. So in a moment, we're going to open it up for you to ask me questions. Before we do that, I have an invitation for you. I want you to feel totally supported in your journey to create and launch your course. I want you to feel totally supported in reaching new audiences and growing your list and abundantly filling your workshops. And I want you to get all the support you need to craft messaging that is powerful and magnetic. And so I want to invite you to join my Rise Sisterhood. Rise Sisterhood includes unlimited access to my Queen's Council circles, where you can come receive high-level business knowledge and loving feedback on any part of your message to be sure that it resonates before you put it out into the world. You can come to Circle with me and craft your clear, attractive message. Come join us to practice your offer until it's irresistible and create landing pages that are magnetic. These Queen's Council circles also give you access to unlimited coaching with me. I've been a business coach for 15 years. I've helped many women grow their businesses to 6 figures or multiple 6 figures. In fact, when you come to Circle, I'll be happy to give you my client attracting workshop formula. So you can attract new clients anytime you teach. There are 13 client attracting ingredients that you can weave into your workshops to kind of turn them into client attracting experiences. If you need it, I can give you my irresistible offer template so that you can craft an offer that attracts signups and sales. And I can also give you my magnetic landing page blueprint to craft a clear, powerful landing page that truly communicates the depth and the value of what you are offering. So you do not have to figure out anything in your business alone. Bring any part of your business to Circle and I will help you. The circles are virtual. Women attend from all over the world. You can come as often as you want. I run multiple circles each week that you can choose from. You could get coaching from me every week if you want. And if you've got a busy schedule, right, it's summertime, maybe you're traveling, maybe just come a couple times a month to move forward at your own pace. The Rise Sisterhood also includes monthly heart networking gatherings. Here's where you can really grow your aligned following and reach new audiences by networking with an entire community of supportive women entrepreneurs right here in Rise Sisterhood. Let our community help you fill your workshops, promote your courses. Come gather your supportive circle of power partners who can spread the word for you. Remember, I shared earlier, all of these women were right here in Rise Sisterhood, attracted over 100 attendees to their workshops because the women right here in this community helped them share their workshops out into the world. And these women achieved bestseller status with their books because they networked and heart connected and gathered a supportive circle of power partners to share their books out into the world. And that's what I want for you. I want you to rest and receive signups and sales without hustling because you heart networked, because you surrounded yourself with women who understand the power of cross-pollination, women committed to your highest success. And finally, as a member of my Rise Sisterhood, you also get free access to all of our trainings, including our money elevation trainings. This is all about supporting you to create financial freedom. Our money elevation trainings are led by certified money coaches and financial coaches, all women. Our next training is coming up in 3 weeks, how to grow a restful 7-figure business with a spiritual message. So dear sister, beloved, I invite you to join Rise Sisterhood today. Membership is only $111 per month because I want to make sure that you do create and launch your course, that you grow your circle of power partners, that you fill your events, that you grow your following, that you create financial freedom. So membership is only $111 per month, but I'd like to invite you to join me today for $33. And so I'm going to go ahead and take us out of screen share so that I can give you the link to join. I'm going to go ahead and plop this right. Oh, fantastic. Yukiko, Kimberly, Tenley, Tazima. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for your beautiful praise. That's just, that warms my heart. So I just put the link in the chat. So you can go ahead and first of all, copy the code RISE33 so that you can join today for $33. Click the link in the chat, register with code RISE33. This code expires when our Zoom session ends. So you can go ahead and register right now. And as soon as you sign up, you can immediately start to RSVP for circles and networking for June or all the way through the summer. And your membership is 100% tax deductible. So join us to continue learning and being surrounded by amazing women who are dreaming big dreams and taking steps forward like you. The Rise Sisterhood is all about women lifting each other higher and allowing yourself to be lifted higher. So I hope this is a community that you choose to be a part of today and for years to come. And as I mentioned, the code expires when our Zoom session ends. So you can go ahead and sign up right now because we're just going to go into our Q&A. Yeah, that first month is $33. I just saw Ariel, your question in the chat. First month is $33 and then the membership is $111. I really wanted to make this something that was affordable, that women could be a part of for months or years to come if it's a fit. Most business programs like this cost anywhere from $300 to $1,000 per month. And I've run programs like that as well. And I just really want this to be a hell yes, and to serve you. And yeah, there are calls every single week. I host 4 or 5 calls every week for you to choose from. So you just look at your calendar and then you look at the Rise calendar and you just pick and choose. Maybe you come once a week, maybe you come twice a month. There are some women that come more than once a week. That's totally fine because they're, building towards an upcoming workshop or course. And yeah, there's no commitment. There's no commitment. I would hope that you would be inspired to stay with us, but yeah, feel free to join today. And you're not locked in to anything. Yeah, wonderful. Awesome. So we're going to open for Q&A. This Q&A is not so much about the Rise Sisterhood, but about anything that I taught. And so what I want to invite you to do, Wise Sisters, is to go ahead and you could do the little hand raise emoji. Oh, great. I see Tazima. I see Michelle. And if you're not sure how to do that, after I answer the hand raise, Wise Women, you can probably just unmute yourself and we'll get you answered. So let's dive into our Q&A. Thank you so much for listening to me blab. This has been such a pleasure. I know some of you need to go. Direct message me if you have any questions. Tazima, hi, sister. I love that you're here. Welcome.
I'm really amped about this. So thank you for all this information. It's been really awesome. You're filling in some gaps for me already of things that I've been thinking about. So where I am is I have a course. I have a membership that kind of is a follow-on after my course. But I want to make it into a community thing. So my question is like, what would you suggest? Because my problem is I give too much information. I'm trying to do too much. I want to simplify. So what would you suggest for like a really potent workshop that I could do? I mean, I'm a sex coach. I do women's empowerment stuff. I do mindset stuff. But like, how do I gather that like kind of potent idea that will get people to a workshop so that I can pull them into that?
Yes, I have the answer for you. And you're already part of Rise. So if you ever just need to contact me and run ideas by me or bring them to Circle and be like, hey, of these 3 workshops, which one is like really speaking to you? But I'll answer your question real quick. So what I always tell women is once the messaging for your course is dialed in and hot, it's happening, and you know which bullets or phrases are really resonating with women, because maybe you've gotten that feedback. You're like, wow, every time I got feedback, everyone seemed to really love this particular phrase or this particular concept. That's really good information that like, ooh, if all these women or all these people are resonating with this, how can I massage that phrase or concept into a workshop title? Because if they're resonating, then other people are going to resonate with that as a topic in and of itself. And the cool thing about that, it creates this perfect alignment between your course and the way you talk about it and what you're teaching in it and your workshop. So you are inherently attracting people who are then going to be interested in the course because you're like, hey, come to a workshop about this juicy thing that I already know is juicy because people are telling me. And then guess what? When I tell you about my course, those people are probably going to be inclined to be interested to go deeper into that juicy topic. So the answers are probably already right there in your course. Also, you want to stay connected to what you enjoy teaching, right? It's like that kind of perfect mesh between what feels juicy for you, that you feel lit up about teaching, and what other people have told you, ooh, that's juicy. Oh, that's really cool. So that would be my quickie answer.
Awesome.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, totally. I can totally run with that.
Wonderful.
And I'll bring it to class.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Well, blessings, Tazima. I'll just take a moment to take a breath for you. Blessings, blessings. Michelle Newman, you can unmute yourself and.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
It's been a long time since I've come to some of your events. I came before COVID, but it's been quite a while. My question, I have a class, I have a course, and I've taught it in person, and I want to create it online. I do have a following online. I've got a great email list, and I'm at this point where I am trying to determine my technology. that will help me
Oh,
put it out
yeah.
online.
I totally forgot to share the platforms. I just totally, yes, I'm going to answer your question right now, Michelle, and for everyone else. And I feel so bad. I'll send an email out with these as well.
Okay, I do have another question about that though. I
Okay.
mean, I'm aware of Kajabi and Teachable. So my question, can I go on with my question?
Oh, sure. And just for everyone to know, I put tons of course platforms in the chat just now.
Okay.
And I kind of defined some of them. They're kind of grouped into a couple different categories. So just take those with you. And yes, Michelle, feel free to ask your next question.
Hold on, I'm just looking at what you wrote here because okay, so I see Squarespace. Now I already have my website hosted on Squarespace. So I didn't know they had a course platform. I wasn't aware of that.
So Squarespace, they don't have a course platform, but they do have a membership platform. So if let's say you had like 3 different courses, just for example, you could essentially create 3 different memberships where people would have to log in or pay in whatever way you want. Once they're in there, then they have access to the course materials, which are basically can just be a web page or multiple web pages, but they only get access because they've paid and are logged in. So if you're already using Squarespace, it's great. I would say a lot of women I know were using Kajabi are now using New Zenler and are like, they're like, I'm not looking back. Another one
They're
that's
using Zenler.
Zenler. It's right up there at the top.
Okay.
But
Well,
if you're already using Squarespace, you could stick with it for now. Yeah.
Okay, but here's my question.
Okay.
One of the people who are in your Queen Circle that I've been associated with told me about a new one called Funnel Streams. And I already talked to the guy from Funnel Streams to see about getting that technology. It is way more advanced than Kajabi, which is pretty amazing to say because Kajabi has been very, full. And it's less expensive than Kajabi, like way less expensive. So here's where I'm at. I've got Squarespace. What they would do is, well, they would do it if I paid them, or I could have someone do it for me or try to do it myself, which I don't want to, is put my whole website onto the Funnel Streams because it's more comprehensive than Kajabi, and it hosts the website. But the thing is okay, I could do all that. That's
Hey,
whole lot of.
Michelle,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I answer some other questions.
Okay. Here's the question. Here's the question. Yeah, I'll try to summarize. The question is that's a whole thing of moving technology over. But I've got some events this summer that I'm already speaking at. So I want to have an easy landing page that I can just do right now for my platform for the things that are coming up in July. So that's my question is, how do you suggest I create a very, very simple membership landing page thing that I can put together for July events?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I would just create a page in your Squarespace. You're already using Squarespace because you can have a landing page on one platform that then just links to signing up on another platform. So for example, you've got your landing page on your Squarespace, but you put a little link or a little button where it's like, sign up here for my workshop, and that sends them to Eventbrite or to Meetup or to some other platform. Yeah.
Right. I already have both Eventbrite and Meetup.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is on Squarespace, send them to that?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yay.
Okay, great. Nice and simple. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, thanks.
I'm going to take a moment, take a breath with you. Thank you, Michelle. Soraya, hi, welcome. Oh, you're muted.
There we go. Hi, thank you, Jessica. So my question is about curating my email list. So I have an email list of maybe 500 people that I've gathered, but it's from people who are interested in different aspects or of the work that I do. Like some people signed up because I do theater work in prisons, and others from my expressive arts therapy workshops, and others from even yoga stuff. So like my email list feels kind of like a big conglomeration of people who I've connected with from various interests. So I guess my question is, what's your recommendation in curating an email list that's more like, do I need to, should I just go with that? Or should I start a whole new list that's more focused on what I want to bring to the world now?
Yeah, that's so interesting. So, my recommendation is yes, from this point forward, set an intention of kind of growing an audience that is aligned with where you're headed now. However, some of the folks that fell in love with you before in other ways, because the work you were doing before wasn't like wildly different than what you're doing now. Um, some of them may want to come along even as potential power partners. Like some of them might be colleagues who are like, oh, that's really cool. In our professional capacity, I wasn't able to promote, but I actually personally know people that might want to come to your workshop or whatever, who knows. So you might want to create what I call a community outreach letter, which the intention for that letter is it's not for marketing. It's really an email that you send to all those old people, those former people, and you kind of share with them like, hey, it's been a while since you've heard from me, if that's true. I wanted to let you know that I'm really passionate about this, and kind of speak to like what in your new world is like really, speak from that heart place. And and so moving forward, I'm going to be creating whatever workshops around this or podcast around that or whatever it is. You're not trying to get them to come. You're just, this is where I'm headed, but you're giving them context from your heart. And I'd love to stay connected with you. And that's really it. It's really more like just letting them in on your world. And this is what you can expect to be hearing about me from moving forward. And I'll just occasionally include you in my invitations. And they can always unsubscribe if they want to. They're in their sovereignty. You could potentially give them some kind of free resource. So if you have like a lead magnet or a link to a blog article or a social post that people found meaningful or something that's in alignment with where you're headed, that's free, you could include that potentially so that it kind of lands as like a little goodie. So I think that would be a really lovely way to do that. And yeah, not everyone's going to follow, but you can then use power partners, right? Because you're part of Rise, so the women that you meet here and other people that you're already connected to help spread the word about your workshops. If you have a lead magnet that's aligned with where you're headed now, we can also, I love sharing women's lead magnets with my community. It's like, hey, here's a juicy free resource to elevate your embodiment, So was that helpful for you, Soraya?
Yeah, that is really helpful. Thank you. So yeah, so a community outreach letter.
I think so.
Yeah, and a free resource. I was thinking I need to develop a new one of those. So
perfect.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, perfect. And feel free to bring your ideas for that new free resource to Circle too, just to like create something really aligned and juicy. Yeah, wonderful, Soraya. I'm taking a breath for you, sister. All right, let me see if I have other questions coming. Oh, Wix. Oh yeah, interesting. I mean, Wix can be great for a website. I actually did do recently a search to see about Wix as a membership platform, and I think it can be a little clunky. The nice thing about some of these other platforms that are really set up to host a course is like that is their purpose. That is what they've perfected. And some of the ones that are more, some of the platforms that are more established like Teachable, like Kajabi, like New Zenler are, because they've been around for a while, they also play really well with other platforms. Like they have had time for developers to create integrations, meaning they can connect with your email platform. They can, as your business grows, they can kind of weave in with more things. The cost for an online course these days, well, I've seen online courses that are $19, and I've seen online courses that are, $20,000 because they're paired with some kind of fancy pants program. That's a very technical term, fancy pants. Go ahead and make sure to write that down. Let's see. Oh, more questions. Okay, does Marin do free monthlies or paid? She does charge for them. She charges for her monthly activations. She's also established. So Marin has an email list of thousands of women. She's very established. She has been putting her work and her heart and her soul out into the world for 25 years. And so she kind of got to the point where she's like, I'm not offering my activations for free. She is of service, and she does offer a lot of resources for free, but she did get to that point. I still kind of bounce back and forth about whether I charge or offer for free my introductory offerings. Yeah, noting fancy pants. Yes, Tazima. Let's see. Karen, hold on a second. I just want to see. Does Marin do free monthlies? Cost for online course. Sorry if it was covered. Amount of time is ideal for allowing for marketing. Ooh, okay, great. Yeah, we didn't talk about this. So one of the number one ways to eliminate hustle in your business is to give yourself enough time to market your course. And you have to take into account that what you're really doing is giving yourself enough time to market the workshop or workshops that happen before your course, that you're using to sell your course. And if you're going to outright just send an email or do social posts, you need to also weave in time for those emails to go out or those social posts to happen, so that you're not, and to make sure that there's spaciousness, so that you're not like beating your email list over the head with buy my course, come to my workshop, buy my course, come to my workshop, so spaciousness. So most established women entrepreneurs will give themselves like a 6-month lead time. That's not necessarily what you see as the audience, but like they're mapping out their courses or their launches like a year ahead of time, maybe at least six months ahead of time, and really mapping conscientiously, okay, I've got this course that I want to fill. So that means I'm going to do a workshop. I'm going to offer that workshop on 2 different dates, a few weeks apart. I'm going to offer another workshop or do some speaking gigs or whatever, some other kind of way to put my offering out there. And I might even host like an info call. Like, hey, for those of you that are on the fence about joining my course, I'm just going to host a little Q&A call. It gives another opportunity to make that offer. Penelope really kind of does the once a season. She just does like a 3-day training, a big deep dive. That's it. If you know how to run a 3-day training that is set up to make a big high ticket offers when you're selling something that's like multiple $1,000s potentially, and you're selling it right then and there. That's not my style. I can't be on for 3 days. I'm not secretly, but just I'm very gregarious when I'm engaging with my community and when I'm teaching workshops live or on Zoom. But 3 days, that I'm actually an introvert. Like that's just too much for my energy. It doesn't work for my energy. And making a high ticket offer also, it just isn't quite my style. So for Penelope, she really has, I'm still answering your question about how long of a lead in. I'm a fan of, you've got this thing you want to sell, and there's just like multiple spacious things right before, in the few months before, that are all opportunities to invite people into that thing, right? With Penelope, she's more though, I've got this big thing, and then it's, maybe a couple months before, she and all of her power partners are promoting that thing, that 3-day. Yeah, so hopefully that's helpful information. Okay, let's see. Oh, how much was Penelope's 3-day workshop? She offered it, well, she offered it for free to my community when she came in into our workshop last week. But I think out to the world, it's like $4.95, but then she often offers a discount for like $97 for her power partners to share. So yeah. Oh, wonderful. Karen says, perfect. I'm an introvert too. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, Serena, I'm so sorry you're not able to register using the link because registrations have definitely been coming through. So Serena, I'll text you my phone number. Go ahead and DM me. I'll put my phone number for you, Serena, because I'd love for you to be part of this. Did I do that correctly? Hold on a second. I did that wrong. Hold on, Serena. I'm trying to message you. Okay. Oh, maybe Serena's not here anymore. I don't know. I don't know if that's going through to Serena. Okay, I think I did it right. Okay, great. We'll get you all figured out. It might also be the browser you're using, or if you try it from your phone instead. Wonderful. Any other questions? I've got maybe like 2 more minutes. I know I did a good job, but I know there must be room for more questions. Let's see. Oh, okay, wait. Do you recommend, how long? 1 hour? Okay. Do you recommend the initial workshop free, and for how long? What are some examples of what members get in the memberships? I'm not sure if you're talking about my membership, but I'll answer the first question. Oh, in memberships in general. I hear what you're saying. Okay, got it. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? A real quick for those of you that are here. I taught a couple months ago a workshop around how to create a membership, create and sell a membership. Let me give that to you. Hold on a second. Let me just find that real quick. Do I have that? Do I have that? Where is that? Okay, well, I have an old one that I taught. Here we go. So this is for everyone. If you're curious about just going deeper into the membership conversation, this is a training right in the chat, like this one, but specifically around memberships, because you were asking about what to include in a membership. Membership can look a million different ways. I mean, really, it could be, I've seen memberships where it's just like one group call every month and a course that people self-study. Memberships like mine, there are many, many events every month that women can just kind of pick and choose from buffet style in terms of what they're wanting to build and the support they want, and anything in between. I've seen women create memberships like Marin around her women's circle, her priestess work, right? She's taking them through teachings, but is in the container of women coming together in circle space. So there's no right or wrong way. Do you recommend the initial workshop be free, and for how long? If you're very established, like if you're established entrepreneur, I think you could charge for your intro workshops. I mean, ideally you're giving information that in and of itself is very helpful, right? When Penelope teaches her, I mean, it's a 3-day thing, but it's like, it stands on its own. Like you could totally change your life just going to her 3-day event. So you could play around if it's your first time offering a workshop and you want to maybe offer it for free so that it's easier for your power partners to promote, right? It's kind of easy to be like, hey, here's this free thing, come. And it's kind of you get lots of signups. It's a great list builder because it just is like this juicy free offering. Then it allows you to see like how many signups you got, how many sales you got. And then you can decide like, ooh, this is something I want to repeat again, but next time I'm going to charge for it a little bit. Yeah. Typically if people pay, they do show up a little more seriously sometimes. Although I offered this, many of you came into this, sliding scale or free, because of that, and you all showed up very seriously. So yeah, let's see if there's any other questions. I'm not seeing any other questions.
Erica has her hand
Oh,
raised.
thank you, Erica. I'm so sorry. I was like all in the chat. Hi, Erica. Hey, sweetheart. You'll be my last question.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Tazima. I just had a quick question about, so I'm not brand new, but very new. And I'm just wondering, have you ever done trainings on creating a curriculum, workshop, course, webinar, for people who haven't really stepped into that? And
Yes.
the framework, and do you have a
Yes.
reason for that?
Yeah. So, Erica, next time you come to Circle, actually, I can DM it to you here. So, one of the things I was talking about when I was talking about Rise Sisterhood is that, yeah, women can come to Circle. And if they're like, hey, I really want to be able to create a workshop that's going to attract clients or people into my course or my one-on-one practice or whatever, yes, I totally have an outline for that I give to my clients. So Erica, you're part of Rise, so I'm going to give that to you now. And any women who are part of Rise come and it's like, hey, I need a template for this. Do you have a landing page template? Do you have an offer blueprint? Yes, I will give those to you. And if you have questions about them, we can answer those. Erica, actually text me and I'll do it afterwards. I'll make sure you get that. But yes, I'd be happy to give that to you and answer questions, and we can just have a little back and forth via text or phone call, or you can see me in Circle. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Karen had a question. This will be my last question. And the discount code for Rise ends in 2 minutes because I had it set for 11:35. Let's see. Do you actually address developing content for our trainings in Rise Sisterhood? I ask only because I've been teaching one-on-one, don't have written content. I'm not sure if the way I just answered Erica answers your question, but yeah, I've got a whole wisdom vault of just like thousands of dollars of training and templates and guides and step-by-step blueprints that I give to women when they come to Circle if they have a particular need. So if you're wanting support around actually developing your content, then yes, we can definitely serve you. Oh, wonderful, Sandra, you figured it out. Okay, so Karen, let me answer your question. Just wondering about thoughts on how to price courses. Oh, okay, I thought I had answered that. Oh, pricing classes covered. Oh yeah, I did answer that, but I'll answer it again. So classes versus courses, your classes like intro workshops, you can offer for free, you can charge for them. I talked about that a little bit earlier, so that's up to your discretion. For your course, how do you price your course? I think it's helpful to get feedback because it so depends on what your course is, how you are offering it. Is it just by itself? Is it 3 modules? Is it 20 modules? Does it include one-on-one coaching? Is it part of a membership? All of it. Are you newer, and what experience do you have charging for things? Because like Tazima could have a course and someone else could have an almost identical course, but Tazima could sell her course for more or might charge more because she's already experienced and already has the experience of selling higher ticket things, right? Where a woman who's maybe just starting out has like an identical course, just for imagination, she might sell hers for a little less because she's a little bit newer. She's still kind of skilling up, right? In terms of crafting those offers, making those offers, feeling really aligned with her pricing. So my guidance, I have worked with business coaches who have prescribed pricing to me and other women, and I've watched women go into adrenal burnout just from that, because if the pricing is not aligned for you, where it just feels good in your body, then it's not going to land for the people, for your potential clients. So I know that's a very nebulous answer. So I would say, feel into it. It has to be aligned for you. Get some feedback too, in terms of, because it can be helpful for other people or other women to be like, oh, I would definitely pay more for that. Like, are you sure you don't want to charge a little bit more? It's helpful to get that kind of feedback as well. Not like you should charge $10,000, but more like, oh, it kind of feels like you might be underpricing yourself a little bit. Have you considered, charging this? So yeah, absolutely. You really have to believe in the price you offer. Yes, Tazima, awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Get that wisdom feedback for sure, for sure. All right, wise women. We are at our time. I actually have a Rise Circle that I'm leading here in about 20 minutes with some of the sisters. So I'm going to hop off and get all ready for that. What a sweet, sweet audience. You were just so, the love coming through the chat today. Thank you. Blessings to you. What an honor to be here with you. And stay connected. I've got more cool workshops and stuff happening this summer, and I will let you know. I will email you, and just many blessings and abundance. Thank you. Thank you.